I moved to Sutton Poyntz in 1957. I was newly married and I lived in Kent and my husband lived in Dorset and he was in the RAF near my home and I met him there, and then when we married I came down to live in Dorset. I lived originally in a small village, so it was quite natural, I think, to come to somewhere like Sutton Poyntz, which was surrounded by hills and fields, and the sea was quite close. So I was quite happy about it.
What was your husband's connection to Sutton Poyntz?
He was born at Springside, where I was living after we married. His dad was a carpenter, and he used to look after the water wheel at the mill and lots of the farming gates and all other, I don't know, sort of things that you use on farms where you'd have a carpenter along to help put things right if they went wrong. John was actively involved in maybe seeing everything that was going on around him.
What did you and your husband love about the village?
John had lived here all his life and he'd got many acquaintances and they used to love playing. So his natural love of the village was from being a child and living and playing in the village, having lots of friends. And I just loved nature as well. The hills were a great attraction. It's a wonderful place for walking, and the sea was close, so we could always get down to the beach if we wanted to as a family, take the children down. I think everything about it, it just nestles in the hill, and it was always fun to walk up around the hill, especially where the waterworks is, and you go up. I don't know if you have ever been up there, but it was a lot different when we came because it was like a big open space and the water was in a catchment area. It was like a large pond, so you could walk up round it and you could look down on this valley with the water nestling in there. And then we knew that fed Weymouth, all that going through the mill. And everything. There were birds in the garden, we were growing food of our own, and just getting out and being amongst it. It was just wonderful.
Why do you love nature so much, and why was it so important to you and John?
Maybe David Attenborough had a big influence because he was starting a lot of his nature programs and television was coming into its vogue. So he was one of the people that was opening your eyes to what was around you. And if you walk round the garden, as I used to, and see butterflies and bees working, and you could appreciate the whole natural concept of all the creatures that were there, and it was just being amongst it and appreciating it, really, and thinking how lucky we were.
Why do you like trees?
Why do we like trees? Gosh, I've got some big trees in the garden. Yes, we did love trees. We did plant quite a few, and from seed. We'd go out maybe to Puddletown Forest and we'd pick up fir cones and we'd take the seeds out. We'd find little baby trees, maybe sycamore, because they seed everywhere. So you could always dig up a little sycamore tree and bring it back. And it was just wonderful. And we grew several in the garden.